Hey guys.
Hello, YouTube.
Hello YouTube. This is Mark here. My friend decided to do a deck profile on me, and I hope he considers me a friend. So today I topped.
You went undefeated today at the wonderful Geeked Out Local playing what?
It was actually Rikka Sunavalon. It's a deck I've been playing. I'm bringing it to this new format. I like it a lot because it's a Power of the Elements deck, and it's still like at full power. And it's also like one of those decks you don't see coming. And also, I think one of the key things about it is there's like a lot of good main deck flex spots. So you can also play through hand traps pretty well. But yeah, today I'm just going to show you the deck profile.
How many cards are in your main deck?
46.
Any shout-outs where you want to start, Mark?
Shout out to Frank Ariano, Arnold Leja,
Always Frank.
Robbie, Robbie Aguirre, where he's somewhere over there.
Who you Dougie'd on in the tournament today?
Yeah, I triple hand trapped him, and he did not end well.
Yeah.
On round one.
He sat on his face and said, "Stay there."
Then I top deck unexpected die and went off. He did not want to see the same combo he's used to seeing 37 times in a row, off of just one vanilla monster. But yeah.
All right, let's get started.
So this is right now the Rikka part. I play 3 petal. The cool thing about this card is that it not only searches, but it can dump. So you get drawn Lockbird, you can actually dump the follow-up card, Princess. This card is a monster negate by tributing a plant. But with Con, you can actually tribute your opponent's monsters for cost. And that's the interesting part, is that it's cost. So they can't really do anything about it. Then I play 2 Mudan. Mudan is a searcher for the spells and traps of the Rikka engine. The thing I like about it is that she has a big old booty, so a lot of people have a hard time trying to run her over. I play 1 fairy, the Snowdrop. She's a fairy, but she's a plant. The interesting thing about her is that she goes into like your bigger Xyz. Also, she's easier to like pump out your Xyzs. But you become plant locked, so that's actually something to be careful about. That's the one thing about this entire deck, is that there's a lot of plant locks. I play 1 Primula. You only need the 1. I feel like if you run 2, you're not playing the deck correctly.
Continue.
You're probably not playing the deck correctly, because this can be a brick and you only need it to resolve once. It's interesting because it can resolve levels. So there's like points where you can actually make a level 2 plant become 4. And I play 3 Glamour. This card's insane to play through hand traps. In case your Sun Avalons get infirmed or anything like that, this can set up your Xyzs. Then I play 2 Con. I try to run it at 3 for going.
You want 2 Con?
Yeah. So the thing about this is that it can only set when you control a Rikka monster. Also, another thing too is that this thing gets Ghost Ogred a lot. So this thing gets Ghost Ogred like no tomorrow. It also, when I activate going second, it forces an interaction. So like my opponent has to do something, or else
Lose a monster.
Yeah, they could lose a monster depending on what I open up with. But that's why I run it. I'm trying to maximize hand traps when I open them up, instead of having a going second card. So this is basically a going second card, really. But it's nice to have going first too. Then the 1 sheet. You only need the 1. You don't really need another one for the grind game, because Strena can add it back from grave. It's more of a win more card, but that depends on how you utilize it. So that's it for the Rikka cards. I'm gonna move on to the Sun cards. This is like the best vanilla in existence.
It's like a plant prank kit, basically. 1 card.
Yeah, it's a 1 card combo. This card right here, if it resolves, you're probably gonna win that game. There's very few things that this deck is scared of going first. Evenly probably be your biggest thing, but this card is the stones. I run 1 twin.
For the combo.
Yeah, there's also a new combo out there where you can run with Jasmine, where you can get a double search because she's now hard once per turn. But that depends. I don't run the Therion package, just for anyone who's watching, because the Therion package, I feel, loses the draw.
Okay.
Also, they're bricks. I want to hand traps going second. 3 unexpected die.
Another copy of the vanilla.
Yes, sir. And then 2 sewings. Sewing's pretty cool to open up with, because any low 4 can become Dryas, and this can trigger the Dryas to get you a body, so you can get your Rikka engine turned on. And that's it for the Sun engine. Now I'm going to show you guys the non-engine cards. I run 3 Prosperities. Like 80% of the time, you're just going to do 3. That's it. Also, it's cool because it triggers your dog. The dog is important because this puts a spell underneath it, so it becomes a spell negate. I feel like you can do 6 off of this, but you have to be real desperate. Also, another thing too is like the Sun engine for your extra deck. It's really more just to facilitate your extra deck, your Rika deck. So just save your Rikas for when you're trying to resolve this. This plays through Imperm. That's primarily why I play it. It's also decent going second, and I play 2 tactics. The reason I only play 2 of these is because it conflicts with Prosperity. If this I activate it, I can't draw 2 off of these. But these cards, I consider them going second more than anything. They're just decent going first. That's why I decided to play them. Third, be too much of a brick. And now I play this guy, Spider Orchid.
What is this dude?
So the thing that he does is that he's a pendulum, and so he allows me to destroy face-up spell and traps in the back row. So the thing is, he's searchable off of Glamour. You search him with Petal, and this is the card that outs cards like Skill Drain.
Oh, so you play for like, okay.
Yeah, so I don't main Harpies because back row removal is pretty bad. So the reason I main deck this is because cards like that can kill your deck. But, you know, obviously we're in a different format now. So I just play this at 1 because it's searchable in this deck, which is actually really insane.
Okay.
Like Grave of the Super Ancient Organisms, stuff like that.
Nice. So the rest is now just like hand traps, right?
This is all hand traps. So I play 3 Imperm.
Okay.
I play 3 Ash, Honorary Rika, because look at the dress she's wearing. I play 3 Drone Lockbirds.
Okay.
And then I play the Gamma package.
The driver.
The driver, keep it a rare, don't want to open it. And then the last card, the last hand trap, 1 Ghost Ogre.
So you played what, 3, 6, 9, 12, I think? 13?
4 times 3 is 12 plus 1.
Yeah, to think about all
13.
the different ones you played. Yeah.
So the main deck is 36. The reason you want it to be a little bit higher than 40 is because there's a lot of cards in the main deck that can grab 1 card to the next. So this is the important part about people that people don't understand about Rika is that this card, if you're trying to tribute and search for 2, the restriction on it is that the 2 monsters, one has to be a Rika, same level, and different name. Which means realistically, all your targets in this deck would be either these 2. Where is it? This with this with this, or she's right here. No, she's right over here. There you go. Or this with this. So really, you can resolve it up to 4 times. But the thing is you have to run these. So like if I open this, I can't search this with something else. You know? So there's a lot of cards in the main deck you have to consider. So that's why the deck count is at 46.
Okay.
I can't add 2 Princess, I can't add 2 Petal. They all have to be different names for each other.
Now your extra deck.
And the extra deck is this. Shout out to Jack-O-Lantern, my favorite card art. I run 3 Dryas, the 3rd one always comes up. Whenever I resolve Prosperity, I always banish 1 face down. You only need 2 to resolve the combo for Jasmine. I run 2 Sunvine Healers, just in case of catch Tira. I don't want them to, if I run the other one, then it might get banished face down, and I won't be able to resolve the combo. It's pretty cool because it goes into time a lot. So I'll be at 8600. I play 2 Jasmines. Whenever I resolve Prosperity, I usually banish 1 face down.
Okay.
And then I run the one that's Peon. If my back's against the wall, this bitch resolves, and, and I just pray. I run 2 of these, Sunavalon and Bengal Lancer. These are basically just big boys. Then 2 Strenna, obviously. Then the dog and the Rikka Queen. And then for the 1 flex spot, because the extra deck is entirely always the same, my 1 flex spot is Zeus.
When you're not playing locked.
Yeah, when I'm not playing lock. If Glamour resolves and I can get Primula and Princess, they can go into Strenna. Strenna can add from Grave, and then Strenna can go into Zeus, so I attack with it.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my flex spot. Also deals with back row.
So I see your side deck.
Side deck. Took a lot of consideration for what to side. My hand traps. I side 3D shifters. This turns off. Branda is a very hard deck to defeat if you don't open a bash. This turns off their Grave, so you don't get Gimmick Puppet Lock. Also, it turns off Albion Fusion and Grave from triggering. Also, they can't Mirror Jade you on your turn. This deck can actually play pretty decently under Dimension Shifter. The other card I side with it is Ghost Spell. This stops summon of Gimmick Puppet. It also helps out against Big Welcome. It also stops Catch Tear of Birth from summoning from Grave or Banish. There's also some other neat interactions, like it stops Brandon in red.
Yeah, it just has nice little interactions.
Yeah. I side 2 Twin Twisters and 1 Evenly. This stops Anti-Spell Fragrance. That's probably the biggest thing you want to consider. You could also do Cosmics, but I'm just so scared of back row, I just do these 2.
You like mine as well.
Yeah. For going first, I side 3 Crossouts. That's why you saw the 1 Ghost Ogre, is because it's just a target for this.
Yeah. You see all the targets in your deck already, so.
Yeah. And then for also going first, 3 Polynosis. This is Solemn Judgment for plants. I tribute a plant, I Solemn Judgment. If Rikka Sheet resolves and I take my opponent's monsters, I contribute that monster because it turns into a plant.
Nice.
And then Lotus. The reason I pointed the red Lotus is so good in this deck is because if you have Dryas on the field with this, it can trigger it because you take 2,000 damage and you can summon the healer and gain 300. So it gives you follow-up on top of it.
Nice. All right, well, that's really nice. Nice deck you got here, Mark. Anything else you'd like to say about it before we go?
Not really. I just don't like the 3-round package. It's something I wouldn't really consider right now just because it just plays in the draw and it's not that powerful. You just optimize for more flex spots in the main deck and just go off of that. But that's really it. I mean, a lot of people are afraid of evenly match. At that point, you could just main the crossouts and main 1 evenly and just have all your hand traps.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Mark. Congratulations on your placement today. Have a good night.